Graham, I think we need to talk about your fucking attitude, girl. This isn't on. God, that looks fucking terrifying, Graham. Put your teeth away, love. Put your teeth away. They're aggressive. That's better. You look cute now. That looks cuter. Oh, no. Bitch, why you wake me? Why you wake me, bitch? Let me sleep, bitch. Let me sleep. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm so warm in here. And, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. I've booked today off work, and I am going to stay at home and I'm going to do a bit of work today, which is weird, because I actually quite like booking off work to do work. It's kind of good. Laura is already headed off to work today, and she is having a half day, so she's going to be back around lunchtime, so we're going to have lunch together, then we're going to go to the gym in the afternoon while it should be quieter. We normally go in the evening, because obviously we're both normally full-time at work, but since we've both got half a day, we is taking advantage of it, basically. Otherwise, I've got up, sorted myself out, and I am now sorting out my daily vlog for the last video. I'm mainly going to be focusing on my programming this morning. I'm going to try and get as much of it done as possible, which is why I got up, showered, dressed. I've just had a shave and brushed my teeth, and I'm ready to rock and roll. It's kind of one of the things where I woke up after Laura, which means that I don't want to get in the way of the bathroom with her. So it's nearly 8:30. I'm going to start out my video, and I'm going to, well, no, while my video renders out and stuff, I'm going to tick off some things off my to-do list. Alright, it's time to get into some work, ladies and gentlemen. Let's carry on with my immutable stuff and rock and roll. Just gotta get, into it, you know, gotta get the ball rolling. It's 9 o'clock. A bit later than I was expecting. I was expecting to get running by 8:30, but stuff to do. Let's go. In my Team Jam 11 o'clock tea break right now at work. They'll be sat having a cup of tea. Well, not sat. Probably kettle's finished boiling. They're probably about to head off. But I'm going to join them in spirit. You know when you make a change and that change ripples through the entire fucking platform and my code hasn't been able to compile in ages because I change it here, which means everything that talks to it needs to have this, which means everything that talks to that needs to have this. It's just like a fucking chain. It's doing my head in. But yeah, so having a way over time. Currently, what I'm working on, I'm trying to make it so that my events get raised only to the user that requested them and not to other users if I were to have multiple users at the same time. The way I'm doing that is now I've now got to shift my events a little bit and change the way that they work, which is causing me problems to say the least. I was trying to fix it by absolving this thing into the notification that's being raised instead of trying to think it, but I've got to pass the information in about the current user to basically say, hey, this service, you're building this thing for this user, and then it will go, oh, by the way, this user, this thing happened. But God, it's irritating because I keep, as well, when I get this running, I'm going to have loads of failing tests because I'm not writing the code, I'm writing the tests as I go, but I'm not writing the code to make the test pass. So then I'm going to have to go back through it all again and make it all pass. But that way I know that I've implemented everything, I haven't forgotten anything out. It's a good way of doing it, but it's just annoying. Instead, that is very therapeutic just watching the failed tests just drop by one, boys! 4 hours of programming done, and now at the point where my UI is just hooking into the system, just got to write the tests around that. I was trying to modify the existing test, and I thought it's just going to be easier just to scrap that and just bring back from scratch. Because now there isn't actually a public event on the main process controller. It's hidden through this connect method. So too much changed in order to, although a lot of it will be kind of there because it's just being set from a different place now. But yeah, otherwise Laura's on the way home. She's on a bus right now, so waiting for her, and we're going to have some lunch, and then we've got to go clean the car and we're going to go gym. So it is actually a perfect day to go out for a ride though on the bike-a-loons. So maybe we might do that because it is supposed to be rainy tomorrow. So maybe I can push to do that. I think I'd prefer to do that personally. And ladies and gentlemen, I got it running. We are now connecting to the main controller and getting events back from it, writing them to the console because it's a command line app. And what I still need to do is I just need to link up the internal things out, I interface with this controller, everything, all the events that it's subscribing to and getting stuff back from, they then need to be relayed out. At the moment, only events raised by this will get fed out, but I need like these and these and these and these all being fed out. So I just need to link that up, and then we are done. It's been a productive afternoon. We didn't go out on the bikes. We had lunch, and then we went out to go clean the car. Well, I say go clean the car. Go pay someone else to go clean the car. It's actually really difficult because we need to hoover it, and I can't hoover it here because we can't run no cable is long enough. We need a battery-powered hoover man. I'll get a Dyson. I've been hanging my nose over one, but I need to stop spending money. Yeah, and then, like, actually, when you got the afternoon stuff, by the time Laura's come back, you haven't actually got all that much time to play with, unfortunately. So we're going to have to go out on the bikes or gym later. Laura's currently doing some work. I'm going to go chill out for a little bit because I've done like 5.5 hours worth of programming today, and I'm calling it a day. I'm hoping to treat myself to some ice cream too. So far, I haven't had any, you know? Laura's had it all, and I'm like, whoa, 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 I need a taste of this, mother. But yeah, so I'll come back to this tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. 5.5 hours is not bad considering I spent a significant amount of time with Bubba this afternoon. Just chilling. There we go.
Double-fronted detached bungalow, standing in extensive gardens and woodland, and a lot of potential. Where do you want to be with this one, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, you gonna slide and grab? No! It's deliberately put in a place where you get exercise, Graham. Yes. Yes. She'll figure it out. She'll figure out she can slide it over to the tube and then make it easy. Oh, there you go. She's discovered her food. She's like, wow, this is much easier than that corner of the cob thing. To be honest, Graham, I think we need to talk about how much mess you leave everywhere. You're a fucking hamster, man, not a dog. Dogs don't even make this much mess. She's figuring it out. She's figuring it out. She's got a grip. She got a little boot. Nope. She just wedged her booty in the gap there. There you go, Graham. That's good exercise for you. Maybe now you'll stop pissing about with your house. Hey? Graham's been cleaned out. The flat's been hoovered. Wash is done. Sink is clean, thanks to Bubba. Well done, Bubba. Our phone works. Again. And ticked off some stuff from the to-do list. And it isn't even 11 yet, boy. Laura did break this though. She put too much shit on it and then it fell off. Now we've super glued it back in and hoping that that'll fix it. What can we do with it? Just look at the shine on that. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. It's slamming it down. Go home. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting up to dinner time now. It's about 6 o'clock and we're about to have some southern fried chicken. It's gonna be lovely. A fun afternoon this afternoon, sorting out the bikes, brought them in and then like fitted on the bracket so that we can save the locks on them and stuff and rearrange the lights because the lights are in such a place where like Laura's bag, she's got like a bag for over a back wheel, blocks the lights. So we've had to like move stuff around and all that kind of stuff and then had to lock them back up again and trying to lock them into the bike shed where there's like diagonal slants like that. Our bikes don't go on there, they just like roll up to it. And we're trying to lock them to that using a heavy short chain and 2 D-locks and a bit of an extension loop thing. Absolute pain in the arse. That right there reminds me why it is that I make software for a living and not anything else. Because software just works, you know, physics is a bastard, basically, and it's difficult to see why physics doesn't work. That's the problem, I think. Basically, that's all we've been doing all day as well. I've got Atlas open now, I've got my code up and running, but I don't actually feel much like coding. So, Laura's doing a little bit of work at the moment. I might just hold off for the day, I think. Get up early tomorrow and do a bit before Laura gets up. Well, Bubba has abandoned me and has now gone in the bath. So I'm on my own for about half an hour. So I may as well do some work. Successfully figured out a way of testing that the users... I now have it so that the user will only get messages that belong to itself and also ones that are below the priority status that it wants. So if it wants only the most important, it'll only get the most important. If it goes for the lowest, it only gets... well, it gets everything. So, on the rated of importance. Cool. Swag. Let's chill with... My hands are a bit cold for this recording, Larky, but it's Pretty good bike, this. We've been all the way to town. We've got up the path a little bit. We're heading back because we think it's going to rain. Wind noise is going to be astronomical though. It's going to be worse than longboarding. That was pretty good, that bike. We rolled down into town so that we could time how long it would take Laura to get to work. We got there. Laura can get from door to door in about 20 minutes, and we were like casually going along and also like trying to figure out the best route as well. So you should probably do that in 15 minutes. At a casual pace as well. You can do it in like 10 minutes if you really wanted to. When I used to longboard into town for work, it used to take me about 15 to 20 minutes to longboard. So cycling is quicker. So in theory, you can do it in a good 10 minutes, but you don't want to like, when you're on the way to work, you don't want to like burn too much energy or whatever. So yeah, we went down there, came back. We did both ways in about 20 minutes casually, and then we went up the path for a little bit just to stretch the bikes out. We've got to like try and get them warmed up because then we have a service when they've like stopped. Everything's got to get into like its rhythm. Like the brakes have got to warm up and all that kind of stuff before, and then we go and have a service and make sure it's all fine. Basically, I think something like that. Yeah, so that is the plan there. We did that. Jolly good fun. Well chuffed with those bikes. I didn't actually get. I've always thought that when I got a bike, I would get like a more expensive bike. That was quite a cheap bike, and I feel like now, if I would have done so, I would have been like looking at Laura's bike, which was the same price. We basically got the same bike, just boys and girls. And I've been felt like I've been a bit ripped off because it's got everything you need. The only difference is it's made out of like different materials, so it's slightly heavier than like a more expensive bike, but otherwise it's got everything else the same. So I think we made a good choice. Now it's work time. Before we cook dinner later. So, where's my glasses? There they are. I'm going to get some programming done, and then I've got to transfer all of my code over to my laptop so that I can work mobile tomorrow because I'm taking the car to go get MOT tomorrow. So yeah, let's churn on down. We've been generating code out the wazoo, working on these events and stuff. We're on like 1,038 tests because a couple of them are like testing. I'm testing that if you have if you subscribe to this type of notification, do you receive it properly? And that's like generates me 8 tests because then I'm like, if I'm this one, do you get these, etc. So I'm using a lot of theories instead of facts. Good times. I was trying to figure out why it was that I wasn't being very productive, and then I figured it out. Didn't gel my hair. Much more productive now. Watch out, boys. The Cool Brigade are out and about. Picking up stones.
What do they look for?
I don't know, but there's 5 of them with buckets.
Why are they always on this bit?
I don't know. We were just eating our dinner, and then just torches kept getting like flashed onto our windows. I'm like, what the fuck is that, man? That's what it is. So we turned the lights off so we could like have a stealthy nosy. We've done pretty well, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a significant amount of work done today. We have the messages being thrown out from my my first service, and I now just need to handle them inside the main controllers at the beginning, mainly because I've now added on separate things that I originally just had like on and startup and completion. Now I have milestones and updates so that you can sign up for more information if you want that information. So that's why we have an absolutely banging roast chicken dinner today. It was delicious. And we watched the penultimate episode of The Crown. Laura did a bit more work. I've transferred to my laptop, did a bit more work. And then Laura went to bed, and I just spent a bit of time playing Xbox. So I haven't played Xbox in a bloody long time. So I played a little bit of GTA. It's quite boring on your own though. I've always found Xbox to be quite like a sociable thing to do with friends, and like when you play it on your own it's a bit boring, you know? But I enjoyed it. I'm currently downloading a game which is like, Xbox Live does kind of like free games if you've got gold, which I've got. Because you need that to have online, and they do like free games every month or so, and one of the games that came up this time is like a game that I think could be the next Overcooked for me and Laura. I've seen it before. Someone reviewed it, I think, that I used to watch on YouTube, and it looked good. So I don't know what it's called though, so this is the worst thing I've ever done really, sorry.